India's ability to restrict water to Pakistan is constrained by natural hydrological cycles, infrastructure gaps, and treaty design rules. The vast majority of the Indus system's water will continue to flow to Pakistan due to natural geography and treaty limitations, but with seasonal variations. Almost all Indians do not understand, and they believe that IWT suspension has stopped the water from going to Pakistan. What's my opinion on the IWT suspension? Naval blockade from southern Pakistan and building dam on Indus are two solid options that I see. Mr. 88 says that India suspended the IWT Indus Waters Treaty. What's the essence of suspending this treaty since we have no storage dams on the western rivers? And building dams, it takes time. It will take at least 10 years. So how will this affect Pakistan? Right? So the question is, why suspend a treaty when there are no big dams on these rivers? These big dams don't exist yet. So please understand one thing. This is not a plumbing switch that we're going to switch it off and the water dries out. It's not that. It's not a plumbing switch. This is a legal. This is a legal switch, the legal off ramp. So the suspension. So first of all, you have to understand that no nation is required to keep on abiding to a treaty that is not in its favor, or that severely is loaded against it. There are so many historical precedents of nations walking away unilaterally from a treaty. Donald Trump walked away from the Iran nuclear deal, the JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Not the James Webb, whatever. So Donald Trump walked away from it, from the Iran nuclear deal, unilaterally, despite the treaty being signed according to international law. The Chinese had an agreement, a treaty with the UK about Hong Kong, the status of Hong Kong, one nation, two systems. They walked away from it. They said we no longer recognize that unilaterally. So if a treaty victimizes you, or if it is unfair to you, you have the right to walk away from it. So India is walking away from the treaty. That's it. There is historical precedent for that. That's number one. Please understand that. So now, once you say publicly and you announce that you are walking away from a treaty, the treaty is suspended or whatever technical term you want to use, then you can start doing things, taking actions. As long as the treaty is in force, you're not allowed to build dams, right? You're not allowed to build dams. So the suspension of the treaty has removed India's own self-binding obligations. Okay, all those things. Disclose in advance whatever plans you have, and you need the neutral experts to arbitrate everything, and how much water you can store in of the western rivers. There's a cap to it beyond which India cannot store more water, and so on. So from now on, from this point on, India can approve projects without having to wait for Pakistani objections or anything, or World Bank mediation. No more need to worry about Pakistani objections or World Bank mediation. So what you have had for the past 64 years is that the Pakistanis had an entitlement. They were entitled to the Indus waters. Now India has turned it into a revocable privilege. If we choose, then you can have it. If we choose not to give it to you, then you don't get it. We decide. So now it's a privilege. It's no longer an entitlement for Pakistan. Now, what leverage does India have? We have no huge dams, right? We have something called run-of-river projects. So we don't have storage dams, but we are operating multiple projects. We are currently building and in the process of finishing about a dozen run-of-the-river projects. Hydropower plants like Kishan Ganga, like Dulhasti, like Ratle, like Pakal Dul, Sawalkot, and so on and so forth. Okay, I don't remember. So all the names. These run-of-the-river schemes have ponds attached to them, which is like a daily or weekly balancing pond. So if you coordinate the gate operations of all these, of multiple run-of-the-river projects, reservoirs in tandem at the same time, you can withhold very large quantities of water. And you can do that during Pakistan's agricultural season. So that will cause havoc downstream. And you can do this actually without violating any international humanitarian norms or whatever. So, and if you want to do fast track storage of water, it's no longer going to take India 10 years to do that. So there are multiple Western river projects that are currently under construction, like the ones I named. And most of these, see, one of them, I think it is Pakal it becomes operational next year, I think. And there is Ratle that becomes operational in 2028, and Sabalkot in 29. And these will add a huge capacity of live storage of water. And there are other projects that are going to become operational in the early 2030s. So in the next 7-8 years, we're gonna have storage capacity of several billion cubic meters of water in the region. So do you understand? It's not just talk anymore. It's not just talk anymore. We actually can squeeze the Pakistanis without crossing the what they call the kinetic threshold. See, you can do airstrikes, which is like you do it once and then the world says stop and you have to stop it. Airstrikes, you do it once and stop. Water leverage is continuous. It is immune to diplomatic pressure and diplomatic vetoes. It is invisible. Okay, so that's huge, and we can throttle the flow of water incrementally. So it gives us a graduated response ladder that will stop short of humanitarian catastrophe, but it keeps Pakistan under constant pressure, and you can apply it at will. You understand? So it's not about turning off the tap tomorrow morning. This suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty has unlocked a huge toolkit that is going to grow more painful for Pakistan every agricultural season, even before the first mega dam is finished. So this is slow burn leverage that we have, and it's going to be compounded by financial and diplomatic costs that India can impose on Pakistan. So we can achieve what military actions, sporadic military actions, whether it is airstrikes like Balakot or it is the surgical strikes, that that is just symbolic. This leverage that we now get is going to force behavioral change on Pakistan, painful behavioral change in Pakistan, while we keep our growth trajectory intact. Do you understand? That's the implication of the abrogation, suspension, obeying, whatever it is of the Indus Waters Treaty. It's huge. It's genuine leverage we get. This is an inflection point in the history of Pakistan. Whatever amount of time it is, the Pakistanis have left for the country. This is where it changes. This is where it all changes.